Good morning, guys. It is a Friday morning. Got the day off, so we are going to be working on the EJ. It's about time. I know some of you have asked how come it's taken so long to get the long block completed and put back in the STI. Reason being is that guy right there. So I knew that if I poured money into completing the STI, that I will never have the opportunity to be able to grab an Evo and complete the bucket list on getting all the makes for my garage and the iconic models. That is, well, at least I think the iconic models for each of the makes. And in my case, it's the Evo 9 for the Mitsubishi. I could have gotten a GSX, which is something that I also like, DSM, and the either that or the more affordable Starion. But I it's hard for me to find any of those that isn't a rust bucket. It's already bad enough that the Evo, the ones that I've seen, have been rust buckets, worse than actually the Starions that I've looked at. But anyway, so I came across this guy, and single owner, with just a very minor accident, and fairly clean. So I figured it's a good base for me to get into the Evo scene and get involved with that. But anyway, so we're gonna be taking the Evo to the Subaru dealership to kind of pick up some of the parts that I'm missing. I need some exhaust studs. When this came out of the shop, it's missing several exhaust studs. I'm gonna grab some of that. Also, I noticed that I'm missing the key for the main sprocket. So we're gonna need that to complete the front end of the motor, because I want to get the water pump, the oil pump, the timing assembly, all the idle pulleys installed on this car, just so at the very least we can get it by the end of this weekend, that long block in the STI. The only thing that I can see that might be holding me back from doing that this weekend is the engine mounts. I'm still trying to decide whether I should go with the stock ones. It does have 150 some thousand odd miles, and I don't know if the previous owner has changed that. Seems kind of fairly stiff after having looked at it. But it is going to be a daily driven car. I don't want to feel all the vibrations on the motor, so I may just stick with the stock mounts. She's not going to be running gobs of power. I'm hoping to get at least 500 out of this setup that I am trying to complete for the STI. So hopefully we can get the exhaust manifold in as well, including the intake manifold. So we got a lot to do today. But anyway, let's get going. Let's get most of these boxes out and into the block. So you guys tell me just how wrong it is to take an Evo to a Subaru dealership. Okay, we are back. Had to stop by and get my liquid breakfast, which is iced coffee, extra cream, and no sugar. So what we plan on doing today, I'll just kind of give you a quick summary of what you're going to see in the next several minutes of video, is me putting in the buckets that I've had sitting there for pretty much the entire winter and all of spring, and actually goes as far back as the fall. I think just kind of sat there, procrastinated on getting this thing done, but having cleaned up the garage a bit, I don't know if you guys noticed, got rid of some of the clutter. I just need to do a few more things. I felt compelled to get rid of the stuff that's here, which is pretty much what I need to get the long block somewhat completed. So that kind of got me a little bit of motivation, and the fact that it's summertime and I need to see some progress on this car. But so the summary is going to be, like I said, putting the buckets in, putting the camshaft in, torquing it right, making sure that the clearance is proper on the exhaust side. Once we get that going, I am going to plug up the holes where the wrist pins are. There's a couple there. There's one behind where the cover is. Get that done. Put in. I'll cover the reason why later on. I'm going without the stock oil cooler. They should kind of label it as heat exchanger. But plug up this hole as well. Get that done. Get the oil pump in. Get the water pump in, and hopefully all the timing components, the idler pulleys and the belts and the cover, get the seals in, and get the rear main also. Maybe get to a point where I could throw this on the cherry picker right over there in the front. You can still see the pollen on the roof of this STI from springtime, and get it on the cherry picker and be able to kind of put in the flywheel, pressure plate, and clutch cover. But anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing this weekend. So let's get started. to prevent. This is like a starter, so that starter grease, so that it doesn't like bind metal to metal when you first start the car.
Is that ATV or whatever?
No, it's lube.
Not fully down.
It'll go down once.
What would happen if you crossed it on these? You get screwed.
You have to rethread everything, or you have to rethread the.
Was it the head?
Yeah, these are heads.
So boxer engines have two or something?
Two heads, yep. Because it's
So two cylinders on each?
Huh? Two pistons on each.
How do you know those are the right? Like, where did you get all those bolts?
When I took them out, I made sure that I had them in the same orientation. You have to be organized as a builder. You have to try to be organized. I wasn't really organized. I didn't really learn my lesson until late. So I've had to do a lot of research just to make sure everything I'm doing is right. So I just wanted to pause a little bit. I'm not sure if this is a concern, but it's kind of making me a little nervous. If you notice that the head portion is further out than the cap. So I'm not sure if actually that's going to be a problem. It's same for the other side. Yeah, so also on the exhaust portion of it, so you guys can probably see that. For those of you that have experience building this motor, let me know. Comment down below, let me know if this is an issue. I really hope it isn't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the seal to the lowest point, which is the cap, just to be safe. I'm not quite sure whether or not this is a concern, but nah, I'm just going to send it and just put the seals on and be done with it and see what happens. So I just wanted to cover real quickly how these cam seals were placed. Basically, I have this tool where basically all you do is put the seal on the shaft, take this tool, insert it like so, take your bolt and basically screw it in, and as soon as this thing bottoms out, the seal is where it should be. So that is it for this evening. We are going to continue this in the morning. It's kind of getting late. So the schedule for tomorrow is going to be the oil pump and the water pump. I do have to make another trip to the dealership to try and get a couple of things so I can move this build along, because I do still need some items. I also need to return some things which I thought I needed but really don't. So we'll make another trip to the dealership tomorrow. That's pretty much probably what, the 7th trip this week. 3 just from today alone.